Hello everyone, and welcome back to Motherboard Studio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. The month of May didn't so many new kits, but there were a lot of re-releases with a couple of long-awaited kits, and a couple of surprises. This year also sees a lot of series anniversary kits, and many more on the way. Also, more non-Gundam kits have joined the haul. Let's take a look at the kits for May 2026. Starting the video off is this SDW kit. Here we have the Macau Gundam Barbados, an obvious take on the Barbados kit. Some pretty cool action shots on the side. The accessories are pretty cool, and they do help with the poses. Another awesome addition to our SDW kits. These kits are simple and cute, but they can also be taken to a higher level. Here's a special 3-in-1. I had been hunting for these for a while and finally found them at a reasonable price. These are the only 3 kits ever to belong to the first grade line, which was released back in 1999. To sum up, these are buffed up versions of the original no-grade kits, which I did cover here before, and currently working on part 2 of the revisited video. We've got the RX-78-2, the Saku-2, and Char Saku. Again, these are not to be confused with the original no-grade kits, although they do look very similar from afar. Looking at the side images, we can see they are better detailed. Also, I don't think these ones require any glue. The runners do come in a single color. I plan to review this one sometime soon with much more detail, where I'll do a full build on all 3, as well as paint them. On to another SD. This is the BB-384 High Nu Gundam. The BB series tends to lean more to the cute side, but this one can also look quite serious. Looking at the side images, we can see a pretty good amount of flexibility for an SD kit. You get to choose which types of eyes to go with. Some cool action shots. Cool shot with the bazooka. Looks good with the beam saber. The bottom of the feet even has a nice level of detail. The funnels can be taken off and folded, and even comes with some effect parts and a base. In the end, you do get a lot out of this kit. Was definitely more than what I was expecting from an SD kit. The High Nu Gundam wouldn't be complete without the Nightingale. However, this one isn't from the BB series, but from the SDCS Super Deformed Cross Silhouette. The gimmick on this line is that you can choose which type of frame to use. Something more chibi-like the BB series, or something more SDEX. I am a fan of these, but they don't tend to appear as often, and I don't think there are any plans to make any new ones, so it is quite of a shame. I would love to see this line get more kits. Taking a look at the sides, lets us know we can choose our preferred style, some pretty cool gimmicks, removable funnels, the mono eye is also movable, comes with a beam rifle and shield. On the other side, it appears we have a shorter SD version with front and rear shots of that. Very awesome kit. I would love to get the CS High Nu Gundam, which I am pretty sure it does exist. Starting off with the HG kits is the MSM07 Seagog, the mass-produced Seagog, a simple kit and one that is not very expensive. This one was only 820 yen, roughly around $6 or so. I really do like the aesthetics of it, being one of the original mobile suits from the original series. We got our front and rear views, good amount of detail, cool gimmicks with the claw being movable and can be open and closed. Also, I believe that with this one, the mono eye is also movable. Nice simple kit. I've seen this kit being taken to the next level and it does look amazing, with a little bit of work of course. So I do hope to do the same with this one at some point. These types of kits are also very good to practice with, and make very good diorama pieces. Next up, another simple kit. It is a GRM79D GM Cold District type, from the Universal Century. It is another mass-produced mobile suit, everyone's favorite grunt. There's countless variations of the gym. Rear and front view, looking good. Fighting the High Gog in this image. On the other side, we have a close-up of the machine gun, the head unit, beam saber, and the cool shield. Very cool version of the gym. With these types of kits, them being grunts, I almost feel like 2 are needed instead of 1. We've got more gyms. This is the RGM79GS gym command type. Another cool gym variation. This one has a small rifle with this canister thing attached to it. The dominant colors here are the red in the chest, and mostly everything else is white. The shield is pretty cool with this curved shape. Not the typical RX-78 style. The head unit staying very similar to the other variations. A cool front and back shot where we can see more of the shield. We see it fighting a Dom in this slide, and that's a Gelgug in the background I believe. On the other side, close-ups of the beam saber, beam gun, and showing off some detail on the bottom of the foot. Another cool gem, and another one that I would want to get more of. This one came out a year after the last one we saw. Lots of love for the gem this month. Here's another one. This one is a much more newer one from 2010. This gem is also from the Gundam series 0083. The RGM-79C Gym Type C. This one comes with some bigger weapons, as we can see by the giant bazooka. The color variation is a bit different too, the dominant color here being blue, with some small areas in red. Cool scene in the background, where we see the giant shield of the GP-02A, rear and back views on the side, the shot that we saw in the cover of the box. On this side, we can see a focus on the hands, so I guess you get extra sets of hands on this one. The stickers look pretty cool too. Like this one that's a blood splatter. I don't think I've seen anything like this before. Again, another awesome gym kit. Many people like this series in general. Moving away from the gyms, to another cool classic alternate. This is the RX-77D gun cannon, mass-produced type, from the Universal Century. This version is much bulkier with much bigger cannons as well, so I already like it. Also, I like the insignia on top of the headpiece. Front and rear views. It is a really nice looking kit. A cool shot here, firing those cannons. On the other side are close-up shots. We can see the double cannons, which can be moved back and forth. Close-up of the headgear. The backpack from behind, looking really good, holding the machine gun. This one I liked from the first moment I saw it, and I knew it was a gun cannon just by looking at it, and that is pretty hard to miss. This one is high on the list of kits that need building. And another gun cannon, this one being more recent, from 2023. The movie version of Crocodile's Dawn's Island. This one also appears to be more agile than the bulkier version we previously saw. Also, another interesting thing that I hadn't noticed is that this one comes with two different types of cannons that you can alternate from. The front and rear view on the side, here, looks bulkier. A couple of action shots. This is the gun cannon's classic action pose on the ground. And there's that other version of the cannons. These images make that more clear. The top one being the Kai piloted Unit 104, and the bottom one, the Hayato piloted Unit 109. I still prefer the Kai piloted unit version. On the other side, we get this poster image of the movie, along with a summary. The designs from this movie are really good. I don't see other ones too often, and I would like to get the RX-78 version at some point. So I'll be on the lookout for that one. A Blooded Orphans kit, something different. This year, there have also been a lot more Iron Blooded Orphan kit re-releases. I think this is to commemorate the anniversary of this as well. Last year, we did get the new Master Grade Vidar, and this year, we had the Master Grade Barbados Lupus. This is the Gundam Astaroth, and what I like about this one is the giant sword. Also, it looks like it comes with some extra armor pieces. A cool action shot on the side. The giant hand reminds me of Hellboy. The hand is actually an armor piece over the regular hand. Cool gimmick that the sword is foldable, that is cool. Also comes with a rifle and a knife. Cool pose with both of them. We can also customize this kit. When it comes to Iron-Blooded Orphans, there's a bunch of customizable kits. Other cool shot on the opposite side, along with a summary for the Astaroth. This one is a good addition to our collection. Seems like every month I find either one or two more to add. Here's another interesting pickup. This year, there's a lot more Gundam Age stuff in general. It is not as popular as others, but it is still good. This is the first kit in the lineup, the Gundam Age 1 Normal. Even though I haven't seen the series, I know there's Age 2 and 3, and I think that's because the series takes place across generations, which is an interesting take. A cool take on the classic RX-78 with the primary colors. The chest displays an A, and the backpack has this fin on it, like a race car would. Looking at the side images, front and rear views, cool action shot, close-up of the hands, some cool aesthetics. The rifle can be turned into various styles. Close-up of the chest, and below that, we see it comes with two beam sabers and two beam daggers. Cool kneeling pose, so that could mean that the articulation is pretty good. Not much else to see on the other side, but a description of the H Gundam. A very nice pickup. I don't have a lot of Gundam H kits, probably one or two at the most, so it is nice to see more of these. Here's another one. This is a Gundam H1 Titus, the 5th kit. I take it the Titus is like the rival of the H1 Gundam. That's my guess. And just by looking at it, it reminds me of the Maxter from Gundam G. It has that same boxer feel to it. So I guess this one uses fists instead of weapons. Still has the primary colors, with the red being the dominant color. Close look at the side images, front and rear view. Cool action shot, and we see here that it comes with the effects for the fist, which can be used on either hand. Also, you get the needle effects that can go on the shoulders or the feet. Again, another kneeling pose, so even this bulky kit might be flexible. The description on the other side. Very cool kit to complement the normal H1 Gundam. Both of these posting together would look good, and make it for a good piece. And another Gundam H kit. This one is the last one, I promise. Here's the Gundam H FX. This one does look a little more advanced than the other two, but it could be that this is from much later in the series. The armor on this one looks a lot sharper, and it comes with a lot of these emerald green bits, that I assume are detachable. Side images, a very cool front and rear view with the bits attached. Next to that, there's this image with the bits attached to its base. That's a really cool way of showing off the effect. The base included. Also, I feel this base can be compatible with other kits. The Core Fighter uses some of these. Close-up of the weapons with its gimmicks. Another cool action pose with the bits around the waist. So there's a lot more poses to be made with this. And that is a lot of bits. On the other side, the description on this kit. The Gundam HKs are starting to pile up, and this one I really like because of all the effects that it comes with. Too bad we don't have the time to just quickly build all of these. Here's a bigger HG, and this one comes from Premium Bandai, although I am not sure if it's an exclusive Premium Bandai kit, since I haven't seen it outside of there. The reason this is a bigger kit is because there's two kits inside. On one side we have the OC 13MSX 1B-S Veyet Suivant, and on the other side we have the OC 13MS X2B-S Mercurius Suivant. So again, it is very cool you get two kits in one. And it appears that these two kits complement each other. Light and dark, like yin yang. Taking a look at the sides, we see the front and rear views for both of them. Both looking equally cool. Action shots of both of them. This is a cool shot of both being posed together, showing how they do complement each other. Here's the gimmicks and the weapons. We get the double beam cannons, the planet defenders, a beam gun, and a shield. On the other side, we get the summary of both of them, and a cool image. Awesome pickup. What made me pick this one up was actually the cool artwork on the cover, and gave me the idea of someday being able to replicate this lightning effect. I doubt my skill level is there yet, but I hope to get there someday. There weren't a lot of new releases this month, and this one almost didn't even make it into the video. It came at the very end. It is the new Messer from the new Gundam Hathaway movie. I feel I've seen so many versions of this one already, but again, this one is the newest one. I don't think the movie is still playing. The full name for this one is the ME02R-M01 Messer Type-M01 Wamon use. We just did the review on the Elysius, so it is safe to expect more new kits later this year. From the sides, we can see it is a bulky kit. Very cool. I like the spikes on the shoulder. Color-wise, it is not a bad color scheme. Not really a fan of tan, but here I think it fits well. For the gimmicks, we can see it's got some good articulation. Weapons-wise, we get a long beam rifle, a small shield, and two beam sabers. Cool action pose right here. Some nice close-ups. Also, the beam sabers can be stored within the spike shoulders. Comes with some hand parts for the firearms. A description on the other side. A really nice addition to the collection. So far, we've got all the new Hathaway kits, but we'll see what comes next. I am not sure I'll have time to review this one, but it'll be nice once we get there. With the normal kits out of the way, let's move on to the Premium Bandai kits. This time we have a couple of them. Here, we're looking at the MS-06 SFC Saku FC Type B Unicorn version. I really like this version of the Saku. It looks like the Gyaradoga. Unfortunately, being a Premium Bandai kit means there aren't going to be that many images, but I'll post some of them so you can see what the finished build looks like. Happy we got our hands on this kit. I do like the way most of the Unicorn versions look. Next up, a thicker kit, and we can see that right here. This one is from the Double Fake Under Gundam, which I don't know anything of. MWS-1905G-2 D Gundam 2nd. D Gundam for short. I like how the armor looks on this one, as well as the shield. Cool image here with the rifle. This one is one of the newer kits, and here's some of the images of what that looks like. On to our next Premium Bandai kit. Another cool one from the Universal Century. The logo here tells us that this one is from the Gundam Zeta series. G Defensor and Flying Armor. This kit can be used in two ways, I believe. As an addition-like backpack, or as a flying unit that the Gundam can ride on. Based on the images, we can see that there's a lot of variety with this one, so that is really cool. Since it is a 1/144 scale kit, it can support either HGs or RGs. Here's another Premium Bandai kit for the Iron-Blooded Orphans, the Pluma set. It contains 5 of these things, so it is more like an add-on to enhance your already existing kits. It makes a good addition if making some kind of diorama scene. Some cool screenshots of what they look like. It does look really nice, and the possibilities are endless. Here's a Premium Bandai kit that I've been waiting for, and I actually missed out on the first shipment, but I got in on the second one. A Premium Bandai G-Quartz kit. This is the RX-78-1 All-1 Gundam. Very similar to the White Gundam in everything, besides the head and of course the color scheme. It is a take on the first RX-78. I would want to review this one, but do more than just a simple review. We haven't seen a Jigwax kit in a while, so it would be nice. At the end of June, there is a new one coming out. Something we haven't seen in a while, and that is a real great kit. After having completed our goal of obtaining every single regular RG, all that's left are the special editions and premium Bandai kits. This is the newest kit this year, and at first I thought I already had this kit, but the one that I have is the HG Gundam Base Edition. And if we look closer, we can obviously see that the RG version is much more detailed, as we can see from these images. This one is really cool. There's just so much going on. New RGs don't come as often anymore, so it is a really good pickup. Moving on to the master grades, starting off on another Gundam H kit. Like I said, this has been appearing a lot lately. We can say that this month is very Gundam H heavy. This is our first master grade Gundam H kit. More specifically, it is the Gundam H2 normal version, which is a bit more sharper, so I do like the way it looks. I like the beam saber on this one. They look more rectangle than round. This one is from 2012. Looking at the side images, we can see more close-ups of the mechanics. It looks like this one is able to transform. That is cool. Ah, I see. It transforms into the landing gear. Some of the hand parts along with the markings, a bit of the inner frame, and another cool shot with all the gimmicks that it comes with. On the other side, we have the Strider form, front and rear view, clear parts for the chest piece, a close-up of the cockpit which can be opened to reveal the pilot. Awesome kit, I'm glad this one finally came in. Indeed a Gundam H month. The second master grade is also another H2 kit, but this one is a Dark Hound, which by looking at it, I guess it's the rival to the Gundam H2 normal. It also comes with a transformation gimmick, and others. On the side we can see the Strider form, front and rear view. Also we can see that the lance becomes the tip of the Strider. Very cool looking, the front and rear views for the normal version. On this side, I like how the center of the B-fin is a skull. Like a pirate, it even has an eye patch. Along with the cockpit shot, same, it can be opened to reveal the pilot. On the other side, we have close-ups of the mechanics, showing us how the transformation works. The beam bulkin and landing gear. The markings point out to this one being a pirate. Ah, so the eye patch actually can be flipped to reveal the eye. That is cool. Just like the H2 normal, this one got delivered around the same time. I wouldn't be surprised to see another Gundam H kit in next month's haul. Our third master grade is a bigger kit, and I was eagerly waiting for this one. I knew it was coming, just didn't know when. This is the Camphor. A very cool kit. The artwork on the box cover looks really awesome by the way, and the kit itself can look even better, especially if you give it an upgrade. Also another thing when looking at this artwork, it reminds me of the Jigwax military police Saku. On the side images, we have the full armament, which shows it with all the weapons attached to it. Close-up of the hands, shot of the Bernier and all of the other weapons that it comes with. The whip-like weapon is called a chain mine. Here swinging it while holding the saber. On the other side we have the front and rear views, close-ups of the head, the cockpit, which can be opened, cool shot of the inner frame with some of the plate armor removed, the Bernier at the bottom of the foot, and something cool here is that the toes can be flipped inward. That is a nice touch. A mount latch to equip other weapons. Awesome, awesome kit. I like the weapons and the color scheme. I imagine this kit looking really good in a semi-gloss finish. On to our non-Gundam kits, and to the other series that we've been getting into, and that is the 30-minute fantasy kits. Here's the newest kit set. It is the Customized Structure 3 kit. These are more like expansions. Each one includes something different, and this one comes with some spiders, a bird-like creature, one being solid and another clear. Comes with this well, and a flat disc that goes inside of it to give it some texture. Also 2 pillars. We can see how it is all put together on this render image. On the side we can see all the contents laid out. A more detailed look at them right here. 3 types of creatures. And what's also cool about this is that certain parts of the creatures can be used as accessories for other kits as well, increasing the level of customization. A closer look at the disc. A different texture on each side. Also another cool thing is that we can use some of the parts from the quest option set 4, which is the one that contains the lantern and other fire pieces like the bonfire. A size comparison here with the Liber Knight. If you're into the 30-minute fantasy series, then this is a must buy. It is cheap and adds a whole lot. Our next 30-minute fantasy kit, this time there's only 2. I think we're starting to catch up with all of the current kits. Here we have the Liber Archer. This kit was out of print for a while, and now it's back in stock. I really like the look on this one. It is very nature themed, not only because of the green color, but also it has some other nature elements, like the leaves on the sides of the head, and even its skirt looks like a leaf. All of the contents on the side, along with a shot of the silhouette, the armor pieces that make up the liver archer, and the cool action shots here, with the bow being pulled back, which can be done because the string is flexible. The element core on this one is wind, which is very fitting. Good shot here showing the flexibility of this kit. About to reload an arrow. The live archer doesn't have a dedicated job change, so it just shows you how you can take some of those pieces and apply them to other kits. Maybe at some point in the future we'll see its own class of armor. On the other side we have the front and rear views along with a description. Another nice pickup here with the live archer. For these kits I always imagine doing something more than just building them, and because of the artwork I always imagine adding some LEDs for the eyes. That's just one of the many ideas I have for these kits. In June, we're getting some of the new ones, which I am really excited for. Our other missing half piece to the Rei Ayanami kit. We took a look at this kit in a previous haul video. This one is Asuka Shikinami Langley, both from Evangelion. This one missed the deadline last month. What I like about this one is the spear that it comes with. Close up of the sides. We can see it has a very nice level of detail. The face detail looks great. Even if you don't paint this kit, it already looks good with the glossy parts as they are. Hand parts are included for holding the spear. Additional parts to recreate other poses, which is always cool. It does come with a good amount of different hands as we can see right here. Something that I really love about this kit are the tons of facial expressions that it comes with. This adds a lot of depth and flexibility when making poses, so I really love this. Definitely buying some extra faceplates. On the other side, the front and rear views. Unsure if I'll get more 30-minute preference kits. I've seen others, but I'm not too familiar with them, but we'll see. I got these because I know Evangelion, which I saw many years ago, and didn't really like. I found Shinji to be super annoying. Next up is another big kit from another series that's new to us. That is the Megami device line from Kotobukiya. This one caught my eye, the AUV Susanoo wall, which I think there's more versions of. I know I've seen other kits with the same name. Either way, I really liked the promotional images of this kit when I saw them. It combines beautiful girls and mech armor, so what's not to like? The giant sword looks super cool. Reminds me of Soul Calibur. The front and rear view on the side, with and without the armor. The gimmicks of the weapons being extended and rearranged into different poses. This last one I like. That's really nice. She's even wearing a mask. On the other side, we get 3 different faceplates with 3 different facial expressions, along with our sheet of many more, which again, I really appreciate. Really cool shot right here on the base. I am excited for building this kit. It looks like it would be a lot of fun. And who knows, if it goes well, we might even get more of these. We've made it to our last kit, and this one is also a new kit. This is Alice from the Nikkei universe, which I think it's a game. This line is very popular here in Japan, with a bunch of other stuff, but mostly it involves figures, so I was surprised to see it as a kit. Also, this was a spontaneous buy because it is a kit, and it does look really good as well. This one is from X Plus. I don't know much about them or what other types of kits they've done, but I'm hoping it is good. On the sides we have the front and rear views, as we can see from this kit. We can see this kit also comes with a base, so that is really cool. Here's a side image where we can see another angle of the rifle that's attached to her shoulder. A close-up of the shot of that. Faces, we get 3 types of expressions, so that's always a plus for me. More close-ups down here. On the other side, very similar front and rear views. I believe this to be a good kit, but I won't truly know until it is built. I like the color scheme, with all the different tones of pink. Also, I think this kit is not flexible. The build seems to just be a fixed pose. If possible, I would like to start doing a non-Gundam build at least once a month. Maybe we can start with this one. Do let me know your thoughts. Thank you for joining me in another Gundam haul video. There were a lot to cover this month. Funny how there weren't a lot of new kits this month, and yet the number became high. The Gundam haul series has lasted more than I expected it to, and we'll keep making it until we can't no more. Until then, thank you for watching, have a nice day, leave a comment, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.